Even though there's no shortage of fat loss advice on the internet, why is nobody talking about how 99% of this advice is keeping you fat? Because it seems like everywhere you turn, there's your brother's best friend's aunt you've never even met trying to sell you some miracle she's using to slim down. But you want to know a secret about these people all over your social media feeds hawking the latest IT products for fat loss? They're all sliding into my DMs asking me why they can't lose weight. While I am way too nice to give it to them straight, it's because they're spending all of their time trying to sell you on this when they should be spending their efforts on things like this or this. Because consistent fat loss never comes down to that expensive fat burner that you see everywhere but still haven't tried. And a sustainable fat loss plan isn't at the end of some miracle shot that completely zaps your appetite. Can you lose weight with these expensive pills and potions? Sure, they wouldn't be popular if you couldn't. But the question we all need to ask ourselves before signing our names on the dotted line is, how long will this fix help me keep the weight off? Because if you don't change your habits, it will not be long before you're right back to where you started, plus another 10 or 20 pounds to top it off, miracle weight loss shots or not. Since you've got all of this conflicting advice constantly in your ear, let's talk about 8 of the weight loss habits you've been convinced to follow, but they really keep you fat. Because there is a whole lot of malarkey out there that even I followed for years, but had to find out the hard way that it was never necessary, nor did it benefit me long term. And the first habit is eating clean. Because I also got a lot of women sliding into my DMs swearing up, down, and sideways that they eat clean, but are so frustrated because this won't budge. But what does eating clean even mean? Because Google tells me sometimes eating clean means you're focusing on whole, natural foods, while other times it means you're avoiding foods treated with hormones, antibiotics, or pesticides. But none of that tells me anything about how many calories you're eating versus how many calories you're expending. And since true fat loss comes down to eating less calories than you expend, eating clean really means nothing for fat loss. While it's true that focusing on real foods that don't come in packages and aren't highly processed is a great way to make weight loss easier, it's still very possible to overeat real food. Especially if you're still of the mindset that sitting around devouring book after book about how amazing all of these real foods are is all you gotta do. I mean, at least get some steps in while you read. Let's take this bowl right here as an example. This is 100 calories of real food that I had as a snack. But since I didn't balance it out with any protein at the beginning of my snack, I felt shaky and was starving less than an hour later. Not only that, but shakiness and hunger led me to overeat for the rest of the day since I didn't put any thought into the macro breakdown of the clean foods that I chose. Another habit that's keeping you fat is following the latest diet trend for quick weight loss. Be it keto, carnivore, extreme intermittent fasting, doesn't matter. The truth is, most people spend more time learning the rules of these diets than they do following them. Mostly because these diets are freaking hard. Especially if you just jump right in, cutting out all of your favorite foods on day one. Or even worse, you stop eating entirely for days at a time with zero time spent prepping your body for your new miracle weight loss plan. But miracle plans, these are not. Because even if the scale shoots down faster than Leo ditches his latest chick once she hits 25, that really means nothing. I mean, look at his latest 19-year-old fling. She really believes they're in love and that this union is meant to last a lifetime. Sorry, sweetie, but the guy's got a pattern. And so does your extreme diet. Because yes, during the first few weeks of any low carb or fasting plan, you will watch in amazement as your scalp drops like crazy. And even though you've been dealing with headaches, moodiness, and cravings ever since starting this miracle plan, who cares? Because look at that scale go. But all that scale is doing is romancing you until you turn 25, or in this case, until you pee out all of your excess water weight. Then you'll go right back to losing a pound or 2 each week, like the rest of us schlubs who follow a diet that doesn't completely stress us out because we don't have to change everything about our lives just to fit some strict plan. But that's only if you're actually in a calorie deficit while following the latest diet trend. Because plenty of people still overeat on keto or even while intermittent fasting. And then they can't figure out why they're not losing 3 weeks in, even though they're trusting the process.
Many months later.
But I trusted the process. And while it's not quite as easy to overeat on a carnivore diet, a lot of these people have problems of their own to deal with.
It's coming out of me like lava!
Something else to consider is if you're still eating foods that are geared towards a specific diet, like these protein shakes that say they're keto right on the package, or these processed and packaged bars that happen to fall in line with your whole food diet, which means maybe I'll have 3 today because you're getting a little bored with this and look, it says paleo friendly. Heck, it even looks like you can get away with eating these while intermittent fasting because it says so right there. And if snacking on a 200 calorie bar during your fasting window, that time of day when you're not supposed to be eating anything at all, well, if that doesn't clue you into the fact that all of these labels are just marketing BS designed to get you to spend way too much money on foods that you will definitely overeat, then allow me to spoil your good time. While grabbing a shake, bar, or sometimes even a meal cookie can be okay to hold you over when you're on the go, making any of these highly processed foods staples in your diet is a good way to crush your results. Because the truth is, none of these foods are designed to keep you full for very long. And that's because these aren't real foods with the real nutrients that your body needs to shut down hunger. These foods are designed in a lab by scientists whose job it is to keep you coming back for more, which means you'll be searching for something else soon after your high protein snack. And now you're just eating too many calories to remain in a calorie deficit, but you probably won't view it that way. Instead, most chronic dieters go directly to, screw that diet hack I found on YouTube who told me to eat more protein and a moderate calorie deficit. Because that crap advice obviously doesn't work. Speaking of hack diet influencers, you gotta quit following all of their advice that is way too strict to keep up with. And I get the irony, because here I am on YouTube telling you what works and what doesn't. But something else you gotta understand is I have been exactly where you are. And I was stuck there for over 30 years. I struggled for decades with all of the conflicting advice given by diet gurus who really didn't care if I lost weight, except if they could use me as their poster child. Because then I was proof that all of their quick fix nonsense actually works. But where were they when it stopped working? Because tanking my metabolism with too much fasting while also crashing my hormones after giving up carbs for too long, none of that led to the long-term results I wanted when I signed up for these plans. It took years plus thousands of dollars to undo the damage from these so-called miracle diets that helped me lose weight quickly, at least until they didn't. And I'm not saying that following some of these plans isn't right for you, because maybe your body isn't as sensitive as mine is. But I am saying following diet extremes isn't necessary and can even do more harm than good, especially when you're looking for results that last. And you're definitely not setting yourself up for results that last anytime you follow a diet that promises you'll lose X amount of pounds in X amount of days. Because while it is possible to lose 25 pounds in 30 days, it is 99.999% impossible to lose 25 pounds of fat in 30 days. In fact, for most people trying to drop a few, really anything more than 10 pounds in a month is a stretch. And even 10 pounds is a lot of fat to lose in only 30 days, and it isn't likely for most people. Which means even if your scale actually does drop 25 pounds, you're losing a lot of lean mass. And losing muscle is the trigger that leads to rapid weight regain. Not to mention that it will be way harder to lose those 25 pounds again, because now you slowed your metabolism down in a big rush to lose weight. Plus, your hunger cues come back even stronger anytime you spend time depleting your body with a quick weight loss plan. The truth is, no one can predict how your body will respond to a fat loss plan. For some people, the process works amazingly straight out of the gate, while others take longer to see the scale drop. And if that's you, that's no reason to get discouraged. Because that's me too. But with a little persistence and a whole lot of patience, I am not complaining about my results. Something else to keep in mind, even if you're following your plan 100%, you might not see the scale move at all. Like that time I started my diet at 146.8 pounds in January, but 6 months later, my scale only dropped half a pound. Even though my hard work practically showed a goose egg on the scale, these side-by-side photos tell a completely different story. Something else that's depleting your body with minimal fat loss results is overdoing stressful cardio. And that's not me telling you to sit around watching in amazement as the fat just melts away, because it won't. You still gotta move more if you want this whole fat loss process to work. But you need to be more mindful about how you move, because exhausting yourself with 30 minutes of intense cardio only to sit around like a sack of potatoes for the rest of the day, well, that's a plan that will leave you looking like a sack of potatoes. And I can be that harsh because all of these quick fix plans that depleted my energy also left me looking like a giant sack of potatoes. And I felt like one too. You know, if giant sacks of potatoes have zero energy, constant headaches, are always hungry, and unreasonably anxious. I mean, they grow in the dark ground surrounded by dirt and bugs, so I think that's a safe assumption. But the difference between more moderate movement versus pounding the stressful cardio pavement is this. More moderate movement throughout the day gives you more energy, works as an appetite suppressant, and boosts your weight loss efforts. On the flip side, intense cardio can drive hunger, deplete your energy, and lead to metabolic adaptations that make getting the results you want even harder. So yes, you should definitely move more, but also be more mindful of how you're moving by tracking steps instead of stepping until you feel like you're gonna die. Drinking your meals is another habit that's keeping you fatter than you want to be. It's true that protein shakes can be helpful for certain weight loss situations. Like when I work out first thing, I don't want to eat an entire meal right before my workout. But I still need something if I want to make it through my workout. Or maybe there's days you try really hard to hit your protein goal, but by the end of the day, you're not even in the same zip code. But even then, protein shakes are just a crutch. Because you gotta take time to figure out how to get more protein from real food if you want easier results on your fat loss diet. But drinking calories makes it harder to maintain a calorie deficit because foods you drink aren't really that filling. And that's mostly because your body isn't breaking down food since it's already broken down for you. Think about how drugs like Ozempic keep you feeling full. They allow food to sit in your digestive tract longer so you're not hungry. That protein shake you're using as your weight loss miracle sits in your digestive tract for pretty much 0 time, whereas a meal with the same macro breakdown sits there much longer, which means you're not searching for something else to eat an hour after your meal. Speaking of those popular weight loss shots, just relying on Ozempic, Mounjaro, or any of the other rapid weight loss drugs isn't the best idea for long-term results. Because even though this habit can help you lose a lot quickly here, what's it doing to your body there? And we already talked about how losing too much muscle is the biggest trigger when it comes to rebound weight. But if you're so excited about all of the progress you're getting with these shots because that scale keeps shooting down, though you're not really putting in any effort into the habits that you need to establish long term, then it won't be long before you're back to looking like this, or wherever it is you started. Because weight loss shots or not, if you want a plan that not only helps you lose this, but this time you actually keep it off without the struggle, then you still gotta pay attention to all of the habits that are proven to work past a few months. And if you too are sick of struggling with failed diet after failed diet,
I step up to the mic, gonna make it swing. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let the music sing.